get ready for the power of Groove AI. Become a member of Groove today. We'll groove all the way. Automate your marketing with the power of Groove AI. Discover the secrets today. Groove AI is starting now. Now get ready for the power of Groove AI. Become a member of Groove today. We'll groove all the way. Automate your marketing with the power of Groove AI. Discover the secrets today. Groove AI is starting now.
Hey everyone, welcome to another session of Groove AI Live. I'm coming to you from New Zealand. Just let me know where you're coming in from, where you're tuning in from. I see Dr. Lisa is, she's already put it in there. She's really accustomed to how this all rolls. So she's coming in from Baltimore, Maryland in the USA. And we have Tyra there as well, who's here to support. They both are really. And we have Nancy from Canada. Yeah, just put a hashtag live if you're joining me live. And if you're joining me in the replay, just put a hashtag replay. Remember, you can make your comments into the chat there, just whether it's on the live or the replay. Obviously, if it's a replay and you've got questions, I'm not going to answer them. So you need to be on the live for me to answer your questions. Anyway, today is all about Leonardo.Ai. And they recently had an update, and it was called the Phoenix. So it's Leonardo Phoenix or Leonardo AI Phoenix. And the platform is supposedly supposed to be a lot more sort of better than their previous one in terms of like intuitiveness, quality, all that sort of thing. So let me just sort of read out some of the stuff that apparently with the new update with the Phoenix update. So it actually introduces several enhancements that sort of sets apart from the previous version. So one of them is X-Former's architecture. Phoenix employs a new X-Former model architecture. Now, I don't expect you to understand what this all means. Like for me, it gets a little bit sort of over the top. But I'm just reading out some of the I guess the upgrades or the features of the upgrades. Prompt assist with Magic version 2. Now, of course, maybe many of these features actually could be just available on the paid versions and not the free version, because Leonardo does actually have a free version. So if you're going to get the benefits of some of these things that I'm actually reading about, then maybe the paid version would be more suitable. So Prompt Assist and Magic V version 2, the new Prompt Assist feature generates unique prompts. I actually had a little bit of a practice run through it, and I noticed even when you put in a simple, basic prompt, it actually just intuitively it extends on that. It adds things into it. So if you're creating an image And let's just say, sometimes you can have a creator's block. You just can't sort of put down what you want. Sometimes it's even like, you don't even know what to create. You just want to sort of create something, but you're not too sure. As simple as that. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, just pull something out of the air and just create it. Like a monkey in a tree, swinging in a tree, eating a banana, and all his monkey friends are watching him and envious, that sort of thing. I mean, that's not exactly simple, but it's kind of just coming from off the top of my head. I'm not even just I don't even know what I'm going to say until I actually say it. All right, so you can actually try that, and you never know what actually you get out of that, what kind of develops, right? This whole AI imaging is really cool. I've played around with a lot of different tools. I still actually have a Midjourney account. I have a Leonardo account. I played around with Meta.ai and also ChatGPT 4.0, which is also fantastic, by the way. It's very intuitive. What else? I think there's a few others, but I mean, those are kind of like the main ones that I've actually been playing around with. And I know things like Canva. If you're a paid member with Canva, you can actually also create images in there. In fact, anything that creates images, whether it be a platform that creates social media posts, or event posters or event flyers, those sorts of things, that has any sort of imaging required to put onto onto your, as part of your material or resource, then there will be AI will be actually implemented in it. So I know with creating, I have a platform that creates videos, and I can just tell it what type of video I want, and it'll just come up with all the different images to actually suit the video, script, all that sort of thing. So it's very, very intuitive. And we haven't even scratched the surface, right? So AI, if for, probably lack of a better term, it's still quite fresh. There's still a lot to come. If you think AI has gotten to a point where, well, you can't get any better than this, well, you're wrong, because it can. And so that's, I mean, it's an ongoing thing. And hence the reason why I actually covered Leonardo maybe a month or so ago. And, because of this recent update with the Phoenix, that I'm covering it again. But this time I'm just going to go through creating images and see how intuitive or how good this update is with Phoenix. So it's always changing all the time. It's forever evolving. AI is just forever evolving. Now, I see a lot of people online, like on Facebook and all that, actually creating images with AI. That's fantastic. I mean, people now are starting to adjust or adapt to what they can do with AI. And, if you're a content creator, AI is super helpful. I do think, though, like even with content, like if you're doing like copy content, like text, add a bit of your own flavor into it rather than just simply rely on AI. Use AI to probably get the creative juices going, to give you ideas and all that sort of thing. And maybe parts of it may form your content, but I really do think there's value in adding a lot of yourself into it. And it's funny, because when you use like ChatGPT all the time, and literally I use it all the time with anything I do, you kind of start to take on that persona of ChatGPT, and you start to create just out of your own head some of the things that you want to say and all that sort of thing. So my suggestion is, if you're new to AI, or you're just sort of like getting into it and you want to do more with it, you've heard about it and you want to do more with it, then use it every day. ChatGPT is a great tool for that, to use every day. And I believe, if it isn't already, that like ChatGPT 4 is free, so you can create images in ChatGPT 4 if you're on a free account. Obviously, if you're on a paid account, you'll be on ChatGPT 4.0. And you'll have the benefit of the others as well. And be prepared, but ChatGPT 5 is coming out before the end of the year, I'm hearing. So, apparently it'll just blow away ChatGPT 4.0, which is their latest. Okay, so, but like in this whole world of AI and all these different platforms that are actually, it's kind of like a race to see who could do one step better. And sometimes Claude 3 gets in the front, and then ChatGPT, probably the very next day or even the very next week, ChatGPT gets in the lead, and then of course, you've got Gemini or Google Gemini, and that's another one as well that I create images on. So with that said, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go over to the Leonardo site. So I just want to see what people are saying in here. Every day, okay, so we actually have, I'm going to just go from the start here. We've got Nancy, who's from Canada, as I mentioned before, and she is coming in live, and she's, I mentioned before, she's from Canada. She says, hello, Peter. Hello, Nancy. Good to have you here. It's great to have you here, Dr. Lisa, as well as you always, Tyra. It's always good to have you here as well. Dr. Lisa says, it's so amazing that ChatGPT 4.0 is free. Oh, so ChatGPT 4.0 is free, and so is 4, and so, well, obviously 3.5. And, keep in mind, ChatGPT 4.0 is the latest as in the ChatGPT platform. The other thing is that I did actually hear that, OpenAI were wanting to make it more accessible to everyone. So they were kind of like making all this free, or we're going to. So that's really cool. And, for everybody, it's just going to become a norm. It's just going to become the norm. I think when the internet first came out, it was like exciting. You get the Windows computer and the Mac, and, very excited, get onto the internet, and, this by far. And then, of course, cell phones. And that was followed up by things like the Apple iPhone, and then of course the Androids with Samsung and all that. So this is kind of like one of those pivotal moments in history that's changed. It's a game changer for everybody. And if you're not an artist of any sort, you definitely will be able to be an artist after you've actually used some of these tools that are available out there for you, like what we're going to show you today, which is Leonardo. I'm just going to share my screen. All right, so this is what you see when you get to Leonardo.ai. I will, I don't think I can put that in the chat, but if you can see that, let me just put something up here. Leonardo.ai is the site that you want to go to. And when you get there, this is what you're going to see. This is the homepage, obviously, and you just sign in. All right, so I'm just going to sign in. And when you get into Leonardo.ai, if you haven't been in there already, this is the dashboard. And there's a hell of a lot of stuff going on here. I mean, look, the thing I like about Leonardo, it's inviting, and I believe they're using a different platform to what, like I said before, they were using Stable Diffusion, but with the Phoenix, they've kind of sort of created their own in a sense. And so in a lot of ways, they're not restricted. They can, they can develop more into it. But as you can see here, we've got the image generation, the real-time canvas editor motion, which is basically turning your images into moving images. Real-time generation. Now, I may go through some of these just so that you guys will get a idea of what it's all about. But you can see here, there's a feed of different images that people have been able to create. And there's some really fantastic images. Some of them are very, very, very realistic in a lot of ways. And that's what they try and aim for with the new Phoenix as well. You can get some fantasy looking ones. There's a whole lot of different genres that you can actually use with Leonardo.ai, or now known as Leonardo Phoenix. All right, I'm going to create an image. You can see the preset is actually Leonardo Phoenix. All right, now that is the kind of the platform. What you can do too as well, you can create images via genre. Now, let me just close this. I want to see if we can close this part here. Okay. Reopen that up again. Close out of that. Where we going to go back? Going to go back. Image generation. Okay, so we're actually on a different one here. Let me go back again. I want to get the Phoenix, obviously. No, let's roll the dice. You can kind of like just roll the dice and see what you come up with. There's so many different, look, if you have a look down here, there's so many different options here. Probably too many to choose from. Now, I did actually, we'll take off the legacy mode and see what changes that makes. Okay, here we go. So I've taken off the legacy mode. The legacy mode is basically the old version. And now the new version is Leonardo Phoenix. If you want to go to the old version, then you just switch back to that. Now you can see I've had a bit of a play around with it. Interesting enough. Now these are actually in New Zealand. We have like Tani Mahuta is the god of the forest, and we have different types of myths and legends in terms of our culture. But the way that it's actually great at spelling is awesome. They've done a really good job first time around. Really, really great job. And I just think it's a really, really intuitive. Again, here you've got here Tani Mahuta, protector of the forest, and kind of says New Zealand. Not quite. If you weren't looking properly, you'd think it did say New Zealand, but something's going on with the W there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I kind of like it. The first time around, it's created kind of a cartoonish one. I don't know how that happened. I didn't sort of ask for a cartoonish, but it surprised me. I mean, it looks pretty cool. And this was really just a simple prompt, and it turned it into something more expanded, if you like. So let's do a prompt, and I'm just going to keep it nice and simple. I'm just going to a cowboy riding a horse into the sunset. Sorry, my typing is showing. Into the sunset. Okay, so we're just going to use that. That's a simple, very simple prompt. You can see here it's going to generate. It's going to cost me 37 tokens, or whatever you call it, points, whatever you want to call them, to actually generate this prompt, because we are using the Leonardo Phoenix. So I do actually have about 9,335 in my bank account, if you like. So I've got plenty to spare. It's auto set to 4 different versions, right? You can see there in my previous one, there's 4 different versions. And I've actually made the quality high, and that's kind of why that's so high as well. If I went on to fast, then it goes down to 12. All right, so literally, under half of what it would cost, if you like. But I want the quality really good. I wanted a 16:9 ratio. I want the image large, because I want to have a high resolution on it. What else we got here? We've got private mode here. We can do photo real. If you click on that, a high quality finished pipeline that results in more photo realistic outputs. Now, if I can't click on that while I'm using this, all right? I can't click on that because that already kind of does it. Like the Leonardo Phoenix is really kind of like a default. Now, if I went into legacy mode and switched that on, then I could use that, all right? I can use the negative prompt. And if you're not sure what the negative prompt is, it's basically you're telling it what you don't want in the image. All right, so you don't want let's say for instance, I've got a cowboy riding a horse into the sunset. You want to say, I don't want other people in the background or anything like that. So those are some of the things that you can actually add into your negative prompts, but I hardly use it. All right, so I've got a cowboy riding a horse into the sunset. Let's just see what we come up with. All right, so it's doing its thing. As you can see here, it's pretty fast. I would actually say that, it's doing like four images or 4 options for me to choose from. So I would say it's actually doing a really good job in terms of speed wise. So it's not too bad when you consider that, creating some of these images, especially these larger ones, especially high quality ones, you can appreciate the time that it takes. I think it's under a minute. It's not that long at all. Probably around about 30 seconds, maybe, possibly. So let's just wait. Let's see if we've got any questions or any comments in the chat here. Dr. Lisa says, it's so amazing that I'm going to put it up actually. Let me just put this up here. Oh, hang on, that's high timer. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Dr. Lisa says it's so amazing that ChatGPT 4.0 is free. Yep. And then we have Tyler that says every day AI gets better and better, keeps from having to reinvent the wheel. Yeah. Okay, here's the images. It didn't take long at all. They're amazing images, right? This is the first prompt, the first very prompt. And all I did was put simply a cowboy riding a horse into the sunset. Here's the expansion that Phoenix did, or that Leonardo did. This is the expansion on what I actually suggested or what I wanted. I think that is so amazing. We've got here a rugged cowboy riding a majestic Palomino horse set against a warm, vibrant backdrop of a desert landscape at dusk. Monument Valley, Arizona. It even names a place. And I don't know if that looks like the Monument Valley, Arizona, but I mean, maybe a few people in the chat can tell me whether that is actually kind of very similar. And the distant silhouette of iconic rock formations fading into the horizon. The cowboy's worn leather duster coat and weathered Stetson hat evoke a sense of adventure and gritty realism, while the horse's flowing mane and powerful physique exude freedom and majesty. Warm golden hues, fiery oranges, and gentle pinks dance across the sky as the sun dips low, casting a warm cinematic glow on this quintessential American West scene. Wow. So you can see just from, man, look, I would choose any of those images. Let me just have a quick look at this one here. Oh, hang on. No, I'm zooming it in. All right. So that wasn't actually to expand it. That was to zoom in to actually create another version of it, but a closer one, I think. We'll just see. That's interesting. So that's unzoom image. Okay, unzoom image. This will cost 5 tokens. All right. We'll see what happens. So that was an unzoom. It wasn't zooming in. Unzoom image. Wow, so we're going to see it at a distance rather than close up like that. Everything just looks great. I mean, man, I'm pretty blown away by the images there. Yeah, very, very cool. I don't think that made much difference, what I just did there. Maybe a little, I'm not too sure. But I just think this is amazing. If you have a look there, you can see some of the detail. I mean, even to come down to the weathered duster coat. Yeah, very, very cool. And all from a simple prompt. Now, let me just see if I can actually get this prompt here. I don't know if I can get it or not. I don't know that. Normally you would have a, let's have a look at that. can see like the detail on the face even is really, really cool. Even down to the detail on the buckle there of the straps. And very, very cool. I think this is amazing. You know, like a lot of times these AI images or creators actually have a problem with, you know, deformity in terms of limbs and things like that, or extra fingers where they're not needed or where they shouldn't be. I've even seen 5 fingers and no thumb. So, you know, all the extra arms. But first time out, this is really, really cool. That's that one. That's that image. Let's see if I can find or criticize anything in here. Again, look at the detail. We've got the detail on the buckle. I think the face is pretty cool. Not as good as the last face. I think one thing that really stuck out for me is that I think just the rump end of the horse kind of looks a little bit like, to my liking, probably not correct. But then I'm not sure. It kind of stood out with me for me straight away. But if you can see like the tone and the body and everything else, it's so cool. These are crazy good generations. Yeah, they are. Tyra's comment is hiding part of the screen. Hide it. There you go. Let's go and have a look at the next one. Yeah, I like this one. I like how the sort of the sunset, you know, just the light from the sun setting, just kind of just, you know, how it's placed on the horse on the side here. It looks really, really cool. And that will be something that you could definitely use. And that one there, again, very cool. The detail's great. Love it. I mean, look at the face. Even when you go zoom in, you know, you get a distinct sort of like realism there as well. So that's really cool. And you know what? For the first time generation of the of my prompt, I wouldn't really want to change a thing in some of these. Like, there's nothing really to change. Okay, so now let's just say we'll grab this one here. And if you're not familiar with this, then I think there is actually, so there's an upscaler, there's a background remover, unzoom, download image. Now, I'm just wondering whether or not we can actually turn this into a moving image, which I don't know if we can or not. All right, so I can make this public too as well. Like I can put it in the feed, and I think I will. I'm going to make this public. Let's just make this public. Make public. I think you can do it here too. This is private. I'm going to do it here. I'm going to make this image public there, if that will work. Okay, no, I'm going to do this here. Make public. All right, so all those images are made public. There's a few here that I want to make public as well. I think that one there is pretty cool. Oh, I'm not going to do all of them actually. I'll just leave it. As you can see, I've done, this is actually another kind of like in our culture, a protector of the sea. And then we also have, can you see this one here? This is really cool. This is what the, I kind of asked it for a design that is resembles our culture, and it put it on the shark. I thought that was really cool. The only thing is I didn't quite like the shark being out of the water. I kind of sort of wanted it partly in the water, but it didn't actually do it that way. We've got some panda bears. This is some of the work I've done actually on the previous platform. Up to here, all this was done on the Phoenix. This down was done on the legacy mode. So you can see there's still some really great images just from the legacy mode. And I've created quite a few in the time that I've actually been on Leonardo, particularly like this one here. This has got kind of like the moving fireman. I turned that into a moving clip, if you like. And so a lot of these were done a while back. All right, that was my very first lot here, was here. These were my and I've actually deleted a lot too as well, by the way, because there was some really, faulty looking ones that had like limbs missing and stuff like that. All right, so that's kind of like, the. Can you say it again? That's kind of like the Phoenix, how intuitive Phoenix can be. And I mean, the prompt itself, if I was actually, and I don't know if I can actually grab this prompt, but let me just have a look to see if it's in the feed. Get rid of that. Okay, I just want to try and see if I can find my feeds. Normally, what can happen is you can go into your own stuff and you can make some, I think maybe this is because, so this is an upscaler. You can upscale it. You can remove background, copy to clipboard. There was an option in the legacy mode where you can actually turn it into a short clip, if you like. Okay. Let's go back to the dashboard. And so that was the image generation. Real-time generation on this. Here's the motion here, but real-time generation, I want to just skip onto that and let's click on there. We've got elements here, like kids illustration. You can, I think you can reset this. And we're going to leave it like that. Now, okay, I'm going to put a cat. All right. Wow, that's pretty cool. A cat looking at a dog. So you see how this works? This is real time. So basically, it's actually taken instructions from you. The cat is angry. Oh. Angry. Kind of don't see how angry it is, but because the dog is eating her food. All right, there you go. That's like kind of like a real-time generation. So you can just type as you go, and it'll, I mean, you can change back if you like, and that we'll just go here. The cat is angry at the dog, and is trying to swipe the dog with its paw. Oh, paw. Okay, with its paw. I did see something in there. There we go. So the trying to swipe the dog with its paw. But you can see like it's actually got an extra leg. Let's just try this again. Let's go backwards and then try again. There you go. Much better. All right. So see how this works. Now, if you were trying to do that and say for instance, ChatGPT or anything else that you're trying to give it a prompt, you wouldn't sort of have some control over what it creates until you actually see it. Then if it's not quite like we had an extra paw in there, right? If it's not quite like what it should be, then you have to sort of re-prompt and say it's got an extra leg, please take out the extra leg. Or if you're doing it in ChatGPT, they have a editor where you can actually click on a part of the image to change it, to remove it, change it, what have you. But in here, you literally just have to go back, so like I did, we'd had an extra paw or extra leg. I backspaced until I got rid of the paw, and I typed it again, and there you go. It actually did it right this time around. So this is kind of the advantage of the real-time generation. If you like the image enough and you think it's good, okay, that's cool. That's what I want. You just want to add more into it. Like say, for instance, we've got, okay, I shouldn't have gone backwards. With its paw. Okay. I should have left it as it was and just continued without putting a full stop in it. But with its paw, and there are lots of the dog's friends watching, looking on as this happens. All right, so this time we've got a tail in the wrong place, and it didn't actually do exactly what I was after. But as you can see, the more you carry on, the bowl of food is missing. The more you carry on, the whole sort of creation part of it tends to go to the wayside. So I would say keep your instructions short, and leave it at that. And then if that's the image you're after, well, not that one with its paw. Oh, there you go. That's the one I had before. Then great. Then just stick with that, but keep it simple. But adding too much into it can actually lead it astray. AI does have a habit of going off track, and especially when you're doing like real-time generation. I mean, if this is exactly what I wanted, I think this leg here may be a little bit sort of not quite right. But if this is the kind of image that you were after, then just keep your prompts shorter, so that you can get the basic image that you're after. All right. So that's that one here. All right, let's actually have a look at here. This is kind of interesting because, like this one here, you just draw lines. All you do is you just draw lines. So if you want to draw lines, so you got a brush here, grab a color. I'm going to go for sort of like this color here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to start drawing. Right? I'm just going to start drawing. So I'm going to do kind of like I'm going to do a face. Yeah, there. I'm going to do a couple of eyes and a nose and a mouth and see what happens there. Now you can see I've got a bit of a skull happening over here. I mean, look, that would make a great t-shirt design, right? If anybody's into skulls and, something different, I've just created a great t-shirt design right over here within a matter of seconds. All right. And so, yeah, I'm going to leave that actually. That's something that I could probably use in on one of my print-on-demand t-shirts. All right. Tyra says, so Dr. Lisa says, those are crazy good generations. And what does Tyra say? Awesome. The picture says exactly what you said. Thank you for being part of something new today. Thank you, Tyra. And what have we got here? The bowl of food is missing. Yes. And then we've got Curtis. Curtis, good to have you here. You guys are dope. Thanks very much, Curtis. You are too. And so at the end of the day, I've just created an image by simply doing just like a stick image type sort of a scenario. Anybody could do this, right? But to do this, I probably would not have even have thought of that. And it is something that I would probably put on the t-shirt, color and all, to maybe those people that are into heavy metal or something like that. I don't know, but that's it's a great t-shirt idea. I have to admit. So I'm going to leave that. I don't know if I can actually I can download that. Let me just download that. I'm going to download it and save. I like it. Anyway, let's go back here. Motion, pretty much motion is what it says it is. Basically, I can select from recent images. Here we go. I'm going to grab the horsey guy, and I kind of liked, which one did I like? I think it was that one or this one. Any one of those, actually. I'm going to grab this one here. That one. Let's grab that one. And it's going to cost me 25 tokens to actually to generate that. So I'm going to view your video generation status. Okay, view generation. So here I am viewing it as it generates. And let's just see what we get. Because I do know how the legacy mode in terms of the motion was pretty good. You kind of saw that in the fireman that I created, and as it was coming out from the fire or from the flames. So let's just see what this does. And you know, the great thing about it is it doesn't take long to actually create something in here. Like I said, I still use Midjourney. I find it very difficult sometimes to get what I want with Midjourney, but it's a really good image creator, AI image creator. So I still hold on to it because I do still kind of like it. I kind of go in between, obviously, the different platforms. All right, let's have a look at this. Wow, that's pretty cool. I think the only thing that I can see that things kind of change in this area here with the fingers, but you can expect that, there will be some little things that not quite right. I think even the horse is not too bad. Oh, okay. So that was the motion feature of Leonardo. So pretty cool if you want to get some movements in your images. And you can actually do this also in Meta.Ai. So Meta.Ai is free, and if I zip over there now, I'm just going to zip over to Meta.Ai. And I've got to remember. Now, of course, this is the Facebook one, the Meta.Ai. All right, so Meta.Ai, there's a few things added in here since the last time I was in here. I don't really use this a lot. But to actually create an image, we go into Imagine. All right, so we've got a few things here. Create an alien. I'm just going to go describe an image, and let's just say a cowboy riding a horse. A horse into the sunset. This is simple, like we did with the last one in Leonardo, and see what happens. Continue with Facebook. I think I have to verify to log in. Okay, cool. Didn't have to. All right. So Meta.Ai is working along there. Pretty cool. All right, let's just have a look at this. This is really cool. I'm going to have a look at this one here, if I can. I don't know if it's finished or not yet. Animate. Okay, I can animate this now. Let me just. This is not bad actually. I want to zoom in, but I can't. I can't sort of. Yeah, here we go. No, that's not working for me either. Is this finished? All right, let me go edit. Can't even do that. Can I animate? No, I can't do that. All right. So at the moment, there's nothing I can do, and I'm not too sure whether it's actually still doing its thing, or I can't click in here. I can't animate. Okay, so let's see what Ty was saying. The AI generators will catch up regarding the details in its infancy. I look forward to the improvements. The journey gets better every day. certainly does. And if you're AI phobic, then you might need a counselor, because it's here to stay. Unfortunately for you, if you're not sort of so much into, I do actually know some people who are AI resistant, but they kind of sort of warm to the fact that, I showed them how to use ChatGPT, and now they use it for their business. So they were resistant to really that sort of technology, but when they realized just how much it helped relieve more, free up more time in their business, they really embraced it. Okay, so I'm not getting anything here. Every time I click on something, it's not actually doing anything. I can right click, but I just can't left click. Not sure why. I can't even do these. And let me just refresh this page and see what happens. Okay, now it looks like I can. All right, so I'm going to go on this one here. See if I can bring this one up. Okay, now it's gone back to not doing, I can't do anything. Once again, I'm going to refresh. This may be a little glitch in the Meta.ai. I think this is kind of like, this whole intuitive is actually really cool. I'm going to go animate and see what actually happens. So we're animating all these images. Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow, I like that. Okay. This could be, maybe they're still working on this with some updates and stuff like that, but I think this is pretty damn cool. I mean, I want to sort of get a more zoomed in shot so that I can actually see if there's any sort of like discrepancies in the imaging and stuff like that. But just looking at it from afar, let me just see if I can expand. Okay, I clicked on that, nothing's happening. But what I'm seeing so far, that is pretty cool. That is really cool. And this is Meta.ai, guys. This is the free version. So if you want to give it a go, give it a go. Just go to Meta.ai. But today it has been all about Leonardo, and even with Leonardo, I will still keep continuing using Leonardo Midjourney, and now that I've seen Meta.ai and how that actually functions, I will probably also use that. So it's just a group of tools that I would normally use anyway. And just out of interest, I'm going to go into I'm going to go into ChatGPT and then just see what by using the same prompt, let's just see what we get. So create an image of a cowboy riding riding into the sunset. All right, let's see what happens. So this is ChatGPT 4.0, guys. All right, now I know it uses DALL-E 3, but the 4.0 is supposed to be the best at the moment. Okay, so here we go. More animated, I guess, cartoonish, if you like, comic book type sort of a scenario. Great if that's what I was after. Maybe if I wanted to edit this image even more, I'll go, make it more realistic. And let's just see what happens. So first time round, I'm having to prompt again because not quite what I expected. Okay. And that was only just the same prompt that I used for Meta.ai. And all right, so yeah, let's put, and I've been down this track once before with ChatGPT, make it photo realistic. I've been down this track before with ChatGPT, actually on one of my demos in here, and I went from kind of like a simple design or simple image to a more, elaborate one or realistic one. So, Tyra says AI helps you reclaim some of your time. Yes, it does. What's the Dr. Lisa? Well, think of the possibilities. Absolutely. And Tyra says the possibilities are infinite. They are. Okay, this is not so much photorealistic. Now, if you're not sort of like used to the whole sort of ChatGPT tool, what you can do here, one of the things you can do is you can click on this, and this is kind of like a selector. I'm normally go down to the smallest point here. It's kind of like a brush, really. And if I just want to get rid of, say, for instance, let's just say I want to get rid of this one here, this cactus here. I'm just going to highlight all that. And I'm just going to go remove cactus. I didn't completely cover everything on there. I'm not too sure what it's going to turn out like, but if this was a choice to use between using ChatGPT and Meta.AI or Leonardo, I would definitely go for the latter two in terms of like the image creation, because I do find at the moment, and I'm sure it'll get better and better, that I generally have to follow up with more prompts because it wasn't quite, and I didn't even listen. So there you go. It didn't even remove it. So yeah, sometimes I have to do it twice to actually actually remove it. But anyway, that was the ChatGPT. Let's go back to Leonardo. All right, so as you can see, that is pretty damn cool. I'm going to just make that bigger. I really like that. Now I'm going to go back again. Upscale is pretty self-explanatory. It just upscales your image. So make it a bit more, I guess more, like it says there, improve the quality, size, or make changes to images with prompts. Not really going to go over that today, but like I said, if you come into here, this is the first thing you're going to see is actually the Leonardo dashboard, and you can see the feeds. And like the other thing is you can use some of these feeds as prompts as well for your own images. Now, say for instance, I like this one here. Okay, I'm just going to click on that. I think that's pretty cool. Pan's, I don't know, Pan's mythical presence in the Greek forest. All right, now, so no prompt can create like no exact prompt. If you reuse it, will create exactly the same image. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy the prompt. You can see here, you are allowed to copy them. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back into image creation. And then I'm just going to click on here and I'm going to paste that prompt. There you go. I'm pasting that prompt in there. Let's show photo captures. Typical, I'm going to change a few things here. I'm going to put Tane Mahuta. Now, like I said, this is actually a mythical god of the forest. In the forest, illustrated photo catches Tane Mahuta's Tane Mahuta in a dense forest. Old growth of Maori. So this is a Maori mythology. half man. No, I'm not going to put half man, half fawn. I'm going to put demigod form as he stands atop, blah blah blah, and ancient Maldives. So I'm using this prompt for a completely different mythical, legend or whatever you want to call it. But I'm using it because it's actually coincides with the forest, Tane Mahuta, in our folklore, if you like, is the god of the forest. So I'm actually putting that in here instead of what it had before, and let's just see what it actually generates. So I use somebody else's prompt, right, to actually generate a prompt that I want and an image that I want. So let's just see what happens. So this is the most probably great thing about with Leonardo. You can copy someone's prompt, you can use it for your own, you can use it as exactly the same, or you can do what I did and used it in terms of what we relate to in our culture. Let's just see what it comes up with, and it will be pretty cool. And I think we will leave it there after this is done, and because I think we've covered quite a bit when it has come to the Leonardo.Ai and creating images with Leonardo, especially the Leonardo Phoenix. All right, so now we've gone back to the kind of like the cartoon character. Let me just change this again. A photorealistic realistic image of, let's try that and let's do this again, because not quite what I'm after. I like it, but not quite what I'm after. So let's just try that again. It's going to cost me 37 tokens for this one. Okay, it didn't spell photo, but the great thing about AI, it understands your spelling mistakes, hopefully. I don't know if it did or not. Oh, there. Okay, it did get it in there somewhere. All right, so I mean, this is great for people who do content creation, who may want to sort of like explore their creativity when it comes to, creating some sort of artwork, and this kind of levels the playing field. As you can see here, it's stuck with the same. I don't know why it's done that. Why it's actually given, I don't know. Maybe it's in here somewhere. Don't know why we've gone for this cartoon character, but it's not bad. I don't know. Maybe it started off something for me. Anyway, I am a little bit sort of more a photorealistic. We'll try one more photorealistic image. Let's go 4K. And what else? Let's just try that and just see what it comes. Illustrate. Okay. Okay, let's just, there it is there where it says illustrate. Okay, so illustrate actually means kind of like in AI terms, it's an illustration. So that word doesn't help. Okay, so this is a good tip, right, by the way. When you put things like illustrate, which, in our mind would say, describe or what a photorealistic image that captures time. So when as soon as you put words like illustrate, it tends to sort of like delve into the illustration side of it. So we want to take that word out, and I'm going to put capture as a better word. Okay. Capture a photorealistic image. Okay. Hang on, we'll go create a photorealistic image that captures blah blah blah. Let's see if there's any more illustration or no. Let's try that. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully we'll get more of a realistic look, and that's kind of what I'm after. I'm not kind of after that cartoonish animated sort of Pixar look, more so a realistic look. Well, the possibilities are infinite. Global type of animalistic here. Animalistic. Not sure. Okay, shouldn't be too far away. All right, it's stuck with the same thing. So I'm not sure why it's done that, but I'm sure it's in the prompt somewhere, or maybe because it's gone by previous generations. But yeah, that's something definitely I need to work on if I wanted to continue on that creation to make it look more real. But having said that, you know, with a simple prompt, I was able to create this. Let me just stop share for a sec. Okay, so today we covered more or less the new Leonardo Phoenix update, and you know, creating something from just a simple prompt as a cowboy riding a horse into the sunset. Very, very simple. Can't get any simpler than that. And it created a realistic image, which I thought was really cool. So Leonardo did all the work. In fact, when I actually added more into the prompt on that last time round and what I tried to create, it actually created something completely different to what I wanted. So maybe the secret with Leonardo Phoenix is not to add too much into it, because it'll do all the work for you. All right. So if you're going to give it a go, try that. Try it just with simple prompt, not an extensive one, and see what you come up with. Then try doing a prompt where, you know, that you've copied from some of the other ones that in the feed, and see what happens. But you know, you got to be aware of words like illustration or animated. You know, you might have like his movements, the animation of his movements, and that could actually cause AI to think, okay, this must be an animation. Let's turn it into some sort of cartoonish type sort of design. Anyway, that's me, guys. Thanks for joining us once again this week for these Groove AI lives. And yeah, so this is all about sort of anything that's AI, any updates, you know, in terms of what's happening in the whole AI world. There's so many to actually mention today that, you know, I wouldn't have been able to cover it at all. So I've just focused on something that may be interesting to a lot of you, and that was, you know, creating images. All right, that's me. And we'll see you next week. Bye for now.